Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. I bring you forth a collaboration between ChatGPT and Justin Oliver, based on a made-up story, based on a true story. Once upon a time in Sheboygan. In a dimly lit apartment on the outskirts of a small city, the Juice reclined on his worn-out couch, eagerly pressing play on his DVD player. The flickering light of the TV illuminated his small living room as the Martin Scorsese classic After Hours began to play, promising a night of escapism from the rigors of his daily grind. A steaming bowl of mac and cheese sat on his coffee table, his comfort food of choice. Just as the scene unfolded, a thunderous banging echoed the hallway outside. The Juice jumped, nearly spilling his mac and cheese. He cautiously approached the door, heart racing, and peered through the peephole. A burly man, veins pulsating on his forehead and pounding on the apartment door. "Where's Dwayne?" the man roared, his voice a terrifying crescendo. "Hello? What? I have no idea what you're talking about," the Juice replied, confused, cautiously approaching the door. "I know he's in there. Where's Dwayne?" He continued, punctuating his demands with more and more violent knocks. The Juice nervously replied, "I don't know who Dwayne is. I just moved in here." "Where's Dwayne?" the man roared once again. "Look, man, I don't know a Dwayne. Maybe he used to live here. I have no idea. I just moved here." "So you do know him," the man replied aggressively. "What? Get out of here, man. There's no one named Dwayne here." "Scram," the Juice said, now getting frustrated. "Did you just tell me to scram? Dwayne, you better start running, because I'm coming in," the man yelled as his impatience reached a boiling point. The man attempted to kick in the door. The Juice's instincts kicked in, and he opened the door wide open, surprising the intruder. As the man stumbled in from the failed kick into the Juice's apartment, they locked eyes. Sizing up each other in a blur of motion, the intruder swung a heavy fist, but the Juice had other plans. Years of watching Cobra Kai had instilled a curiosity in him, and he had recently been playing a virtual reality kung fu game. The Juice blocked the big man's punch with a wax-on style block, and then proceeded to execute a precise kick to the man's chest, sending the intruder back into the hallway. He was amazed by his own quick thinking and newfound kung fu skills. This led an adrenaline-led confidence, and the Juice stepped into the hallway, approaching the victim of his kick of fury. Outside, the infuriated man picked himself up, thinking he stumbled upon a kung fu master, and took off. This led to the inevitable, and a wild chase began, leading them through the winding streets of the small city. The Juice, fueled by adrenaline, weaved through the urban maze, ducking around corners and narrowly avoiding obstacles. Amidst the chaos there, moments of absurdity. The Juice hopped on a skateboard, conveniently left on the sidewalk, expertly riding it for a few meters before discarding it. He darted through a bustling outdoor cafe, knocking over a stack of chairs, sending pigeons scattering. Finally, as they reached a quiet alleyway, the man, out of breath, with no hope of escape left, lunged at the Juice. But displaying his newfound kung fu prowess, the Juice avoided the punch and delivered a perfectly timed roundhouse kick to the man's face. The impact sent the intruder sprawled backwards, defeated and dazed. The Juice, breathing heavily, standing triumphant over the fallen man, grins and says, "Dwayne's gone, buddy. You just got your one-way ticket out of Dwayne's world. Schwing!" The Juice returns to his apartment where his mac and cheese has grown cold, and the Martin Scorsese movie continued to play. As he settled back onto the couch, he couldn't help but chuckle at the bizarre turn of events. Tonight has been anything but ordinary, and yet, with a satisfying bite of cold mac and cheese, he continued to unwind. The movie's dark comedy he had attempted to escape reality in felt like reality more and more. The end.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
For roping. I like that.
You're a jabroni.
Go ahead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. It's What the Show. Who the fuck is Dwayne?
Who is Dwayne? Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Did Dwayne The Rock Johnson used to live in your tiny apartment? Is that what we're learning? In good old Wisconsin?
I think so. Yeah, I apologize for the length of the bit. However, wanted something that would ease everyone into the night. And
I loved it personally.
I'm the length of the bit though. You said 4 minutes before we started, right? And
yeah.
I'm looking there, and it's like we hit the music at 4 minutes 14 seconds. You timed this. You timed this before the show, which is more impressive than anything.
I actually didn't. I just predicted.
It's Juice. Juice has that ability.
Juice is actually secretly psychic, is what y'all don't know.
I was like, it's not going to be 5 minutes, but it's not going to be 3 minutes. Probably 4.
Yo, we're all back together again. Like, it feels like this has been like the last time we had, aside from the fantasy football draft, I think it's been like 6 weeks since we've been all together.
Yeah, but we're still not all together because the Deacons are in separate screens today.
Yes.
But we're in 4 different states today, y'all.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we're here. We're here. We've survived. That's the theme of the evening.
We've had some interesting stories. Like AJ and I have one of the most ridiculous hotel stories to tell. And Juice has a story about his truck. Bethany's had some interesting goes with her travel, which she's already talked about on the show before. But we've had some real interesting stuff going on, and it's just really nice. We're finally able to be back together and just like have a night of, celebration, I guess we'll say, because we're all finally back to quote unquote normal.
Yeah.
We're all in there.
Some semblance of normal.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever normal life is now.
Whatever normal life is now.
Yeah. I mean,
preaching.
And should we get the dark? Should we get the dark out of the way?
Let's get the elephant in the room. Yeah. Let's discuss it. I'm gonna preface it. This is AJ's story, so we're gonna let AJ share it. But I'm gonna preface it, everyone, with this is usually AJ's shtick he gets to say, which is here at What the Show, we don't believe in improving the quality of the program, and we stand by that. And we usually raise money every month for a charity, a good cause, something that is near and dear to our hearts. There's always something that money could go to that is more important than the quality of our terrible Wednesday night happy hours. And we're going to stick by that promise here on that's what the show promised. We will never send money to improve the quality of this show. But we do have a cause that is very near and dear to our hearts. And we are going to be raising some money for it until our big anniversary stream, which our big anniversary is going to be a 3-year anniversary stream. We always do our anniversary stream in October because that is when our anniversary is. And usually we do it around Florida, Georgia. So I'm like always in Gainesville being like, I'm tired and I have to wake up in the morning. So I'm looking forward to doing the same thing this year, most likely. But anyways, we are raising money for a very, very important cause, a very important cause that is near and dear to our heart. AJ, would you like to take away your story of survival?
So there was a couple of streams that I wasn't available for in end of August. So I started having some health problems. Mike had been around for some of them. Thought it was pneumonia when I was in Jersey with him. That I've been fighting through. Things kept on getting worse to the point where I went to the hospital. And I was hospitalized for 10 days with congestive heart failure. So this is going to be something where it is a lifelong condition where, say, the typical ejection fraction of the heart is about 60%. Mine is between 15 to 20 at the moment. That's the ability for the heart to pump out liquid. So that liquid was displaced all over my body. I actually the main part of the reason I was in the hospital for so long was because they had to basically drain the water out of the inside of my body. About 50 pounds. I lost about 50 pounds in 5 days. And now it's so I'm not having drinks with y'all anymore. Maybe someday I'll be able to have a responsible cocktail or two here or there, but it's no alcohol, It's about a teaspoon of sodium, a teaspoon of salt's worth of sodium. Is about what I can have in a day.
You can have Juice's mocktails that he was presenting for us.
Yes.
We love a good mocktail.
2 liters of liquid over the entire day. So it's a lot of changes in my life, you know. Yeah. But the other thing is your boy is uninsured at the moment and was in the hospital for 10 days. I wasn't going to do it, and I wasn't going to ask for anything, but my co-host, who I love,
but we volunteered it.
Yeah, said up until our anniversary stream, anything that you guys would be donating to the channel, you're gonna be helping me out with my medical bills. And
thank you.
A special thank you to our first donation of the night, Jake. Love you, fucker.
Jake did call it.
And listen,
but and as always, guys, you don't need to donate. Just come in and hang out with us. Have fun. Let's joke around. Let's talk about the fact that my last weekend was Labor Day weekend, and my cardiologist was out of the building, right? And there was a replacement guy. Can't remember his name. It's Dr. Z. His name started with a Z. And he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna start you on another medication." It's my favorite story of the entire time I was in the hospital. It's so part of when I had pneumonia was I have pulmonary embolisms. I have blood clots in my lungs. I'm coughing up blood. I'm working through that too. So he's like, to help clear your lungs out, we're gonna put you on sildenafil. Sildenafil, by the way, you're gonna be taking this pill 3 times a day. Most people know it as Viagra.
Hey now, all right.
So I was like, well, you're gonna fucking force feed me Viagra 3 times a day. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be for the circulation barrier between your heart and your lungs, and tells me this whole thing. So right after that, in the morning, my mom comes in, and so my nurse is doing my morning medications. I'm on 6 medications now. I used to be on 0. And she's like, yeah, we'll get the pharmacy order for your new one this afternoon. My mom asked about new medication. I was like, I can't remember what it's called because I couldn't remember sildenafil. I didn't want to tell my mom fucking Viagra, you know.
Fair.
My mom and my nurse is like, he's on Viagra. We're getting.
She called you out.
And embarrasses me. And then a half hour later, then that doctor comes in and is like, we made a mistake. It was another 32-year-old with pulmonary embolisms. I had the wrong chart. I'm not taking
Also, how many 32-year-olds in your hospital? Like, what are the odds? What are the odds?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't have to take Viagra. So the nurse impairs you in front of your mother for no reason.
And by the way, guys, we just got another donation in from William Harold, saying, "Love you, AJ." William, man, I love you back. You're amazing. And guys, this just feels like.
So this is the full truth of the matter. Anytime anybody is at any cause in this community, regardless of who it's been, for what reason, AJ is always the first person to step up to help.
Yeah.
In every situation I can think of that anybody has needed anything, AJ has always been the first person to help out. And there is nothing else we were going to possibly do for the foreseeable future than to help you out.
Gosh, yeah.
Because of everything you've done for everybody else, it's the absolute least we can do. And I wanted to just say this real quick. We have the Streamlabs links in there. You're more than welcome to go through there. We love and appreciate anybody who does that. If you want to go directly to us, I will happily take I'm going to do a collection myself. You can Venmo me directly, and I will create a bank, and I will send that to AJ. AJ, I already have a few.
And he's going to let it ride on underdogfantasy.com.
Yeah.
Pick'ems.
AJ's going to tell him who to bet on, and we're going to get some interest and some wins on this.
But you can send it to me directly. My Venmo
Or
is
AJ
MBK2
directly.
or AJ directly. You have PayPal, correct?
Yeah, just wow. Just wow, guys.
So AJ, I have 3 people to point out. First off, John Mariano has already sent in $50. Jeff Alterman has donated $100, and Papa Deacon has sent in $10 to help you out.
Bless all of you. We love all of you.
And also Jake.
Okay.
Jake donating another $100, saying you'll take this donation. You will appreciate it, Jake.
Listen, Jake owes you for all his "he was gonna kick you in the face" comment.
At this point, he gets to, and Dwayne. Dwayne donating 100, saying you're not gonna find me. Stop looking.
You,
and
Dwayne.
Taylor Cleek, man, you guys are insane.
Dwayne, he's not a scumbag, as it turns out. But yes, everyone, thank you so much for the donations so far. Please keep them coming. America is a screwy system with really terrible medical things, and especially for the uninsured. And again, if you can't donate tonight, that's totally cool. We're here to have a good time. But please remember, from now until the end of October, this is we expect nothing less, Jake. We will be continuing this. Our goal, if we can reach, what was it, Mike? $1,500.
So I have a benchmark, and anybody who knows me knows that what I am proposing is painful. If we can hit $1,500 in donations by the end of October, I will subject myself to rewatching my least favorite movie in the past couple of years, which of course was Dune.
Yeah.
And I will do a drunk review of it.
Can you live stream? Can you please live stream the experience of you watching Dune?
You want me to do watch along?
Yeah.
I'll do a watch along.
Yeah.
I'll do a watch along of Dune.
So I think
watch along of Dune.
Taylor, I got my soda here with you. Thank you.
So I think that
time tea.
With the rate that we've already are at, I think at 2,000, we will do the sequel to a certain something known as
You're a jabroni.
At 2,000 across the month, if we hit that, we will buy another James Remar cameo where AJ will get to pick who the promo is cut against. So will he do it against Jeff again? Maybe. Will he do it against someone else?
Oh no.
Will he do it against someone that wants to kick him in the face?
So many options. So many options. But we will do it. And obviously none of the donations will be going to that. That will be coming from our own funds. Just so everyone is clear.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, 1,500 Dune watch along. Watch Mike suffer for 3 hours. It's gonna be great. And love you so much.
2.5.
Close enough. It feels like 3.
I'll reach out to Benny. I know Benny hates that movie as much as I do. I'll see. I bet you he'll say yes for this circumstance.
Yeah.
So we will reach out to Benny and see if Benny and I will be forced to watch Dune together if we hit that benchmark.
1,000%. We're making that happen. And then we'd like to talk to our old friend, Hollywood's own James Remar. So please, everybody, make our dreams come true. Let us pay James Remar $60 to shit on someone.
We need to find out if he's still wandering Griffith Park.
Yes, I hope it comes from Griffith Park. If it doesn't come from Griffith Park, what is even the point?
How much do you think it would take for him to actually literally shit on somebody? You think he'd do it for 120?
I think so, yeah. Desperate times. SAG is still striking. Desperate times, desperate measures, So I think he'd do it for sure. For sure.
We have to make a reference to Megan Fox being in Mortal Kombat now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that comes out at midnight.
Tonight?
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's correct, yeah. Wow.
Absolutely wild.
Oh.
Yeah, these are all the things you have to look forward to.
I would say I would do probably 1 for what you were asking, what you mentioned for earlier, Juice, behind the scenes. For Planet of the Base.
Oh, yeah.
For Planet of the Base. I'd probably do 1.
If Mike's going 50, yeah. So when we hit the 1,000, which we will, help us, but when we hit the 1,000 mark, I will be doing a cover on Keytar of AJ's request, Planet of the Base.
Yes, I'm into that. These are some good benchmarks. I am excited. Oh, just
and
for Mortal Kombat.
Did Mike freeze? Or is his face just like that?
He's just like...
It's hard to tell.
Let's do the mic challenge. Please someone get a screen grab of that. I really think AJ froze out too.
Yes.
You can hold that for so long. That was insane.
Yes, Jeff. Insane. We can do 3 different Biljana electronicas, but it's all me. It's all me. It's all me in increasingly elaborate outfits. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be dancing. I'm gonna do faces like it's gonna be great.
Jersey Mike really is back. He's here. He's frozen.
Well, we may have lost a Jersey Mike, but we have gained 1.
We gained a moose, Ken.
Moose.
We gained a moose.
How was traffic?
Oh, there.
Oh, traffic is the best. Southern California, listen, if you've never traveled in Southern California traffic, it's the worst. I left my office at 4:17. I didn't get home. It's right now 7:15, 7:25.
Mike looks happy about that, though. He looks happy about LA traffic.
Is he doing the Aaron Rodgers approach right now?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening? Got it. Okay.
He touched the ball 4 times and he went right out of this game. He's done.
Have you
75
watched
seconds.
The close-up video of Aaron Rodgers' Achilles snapping?
Yeah, it's pretty
almost
disturbing.
made me throw up. Oh my god, it's so gross.
So I literally went over to, because I work in the service industry where it perfectly lands that I have Sundays and Mondays off. It's awesome. So football is a perfect hobby to have. I'm like, Monday night, Aaron Rodgers. I'm from Wisconsin, Green Bay, all this stuff. I have to watch Aaron Rodgers' game with the Jets. I just have to. I text my buddy that's a big football fan, hey, are you going to be watching the game? He's like, yeah, for sure. Come over, whatever. So I go to our local wing joint, eat dinner beforehand, and I'm running late. So I get to his apartment 5 minutes after the game starts. We go up and he's like, yeah, so Aaron Rodgers just got hurt. They just carted him off. I'm like, what?
It certainly did not last long. It certainly did not last long.
But it ended up being a great game. We cheered for the Jets. They won.
I had the kind of same moment. I was leaving my office and I was gonna put the game on my phone and listen to it while I was driving. And in the process of leaving my office, getting to my car, dialing it up, Aaron Rodgers had been hurt.
I know we shouldn't laugh at someone else's suffering, but it's kind of funny.
Speaking of football, I purchased a little something for Juice that arrived. During the fantasy football draft, I promised Juice I would get him a Morton Anderson football card. There she is in all her glory, baby.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Yes. I love
mullet
it.
and all. It's beautiful. Fantastic. So Juice will have to swap information and I will get this.
Yeah, 100%. I am still awaiting a Zach Ertz jersey.
It's coming.
It's not.
You're never getting that. You
I
just
don't think I'm ever gonna get it.
I think it's gonna show up 3 weeks after the Super Bowl, probably.
Zach Ertz.
I'm pretty sure the confirmation email just said thanks, sucker.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz was the number 2 targeted tight end in football last week.
Yeah.
His number 2 target share among all tight ends.
I'm really debating starting him this week.
Look at Mike over here. You're really taking the loss of Aaron Rodgers hard.
Yeah,
got the cigar going on.
I'm telling you.
Bethany had to deal with me during that game.
It was a really good time. Oh boy, it was a time.
In November, Mike, I'm actually going to Cuba. I'll pick you up a cigar. We're doing a tour of a Cuban cigar factory while we're there. I'll pick you one up.
That sounds absolutely delightful. Thank you, Moose. And that's for swiping. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth. Moose swiped Zach Wilson off the waiver wire, so I could not get him to replace Aaron Rodgers in our Superflex.
Who would have thunk?
Dude, I saw that. Okay, your guys' league is a double quarterback league, and I don't know if you saw Kenny and Russell Wilson for me this week, but it was slim pickings.
I
no
had
pun intended with Kenny,
Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow, who got me a combined 3.1 points.
Superflex, baby.
Great week to play Mike.
I will say I lost to Buck though, and Buck was super gracious in his defeat. He sent me a message. He's like, "Dude, I totally didn't expect that the Cowboys were gonna go off like that."
The Cowboys defense would have beat me.
That was insane. The Cowboys defense, honestly, mazel tov to them, truly.
Well, thank you guys for having me back on. I missed you guys. It's always great to see your beautiful faces.
I mean, we were talking tales of survival. You survived 3 hours in traffic, so
yeah. AJ, can I just say it's probably not best to start a conversation with how's trafficking? People might take it a different way.
Traffic, not trafficking.
I have been rewatching Narcos lately, so yeah, I'm kind of maybe in that zone if they start looking into me for that.
I'm just saying. But yeah, surviving LA traffic, that's a survival of every day. And I think it needs to be celebrated. Sometimes you gotta celebrate the little stuff.
So my office is almost exactly 40 miles from where I live. So it's 40 miles one way, 40 miles home. And if there was no traffic, I could probably make that 40 miles because it's all freeway, 35, 40 minutes tops. If I ever get a commute of 35 to 40 minutes, it's like time to celebrate. Open the champagne. It's like the greatest day alive. But for the most part, most of the time, my morning commute is between an hour and a half, and then my evening commute, it's a coin flip. Right. I left my office at 4:17. 4:17.
That's insane.
That's insane.
I don't miss that. It's a lot. Well, not quite as bad, but Orlando is really bad. And every day I thank my lucky stars that we don't live there anymore.
Yeah. Well,
God bless it. Lovely city, but I would never live there again.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this is not when I mentioned that I have a 17-mile commute that is about 25 minutes.
Shush.
I would give
Nebraska.
it a pinky.
No, but here's the thing. You have to drive through Nebraska.
Well, that's true.
Is Nebraska
a tough
just
break.
A shithole?
I mean,
it's Nebraska.
Okay.
Nebraska.
Read between the lines, Haas.
I kind of love the Midwest now. Not the scary parts, like tornadoes, but I Minnesota, Wisconsin area.
Yes.
I can get down
How did that
get
go?
down with that. It's exactly everything that I thought it would be and more. It was exactly like the Midwest, like stereotypical Midwest. That is what Minneapolis was, except like a city. But it was lovely. I had a great time. I made friends with some Midwestern ladies who I'm probably going to be in 20 years. And it was great. I had some cheese curds. I had a Juicy Lucy. I did all the things, all the things.
There you go.
So yeah, I would recommend it. I was proud to make Minnesota my 25th state. Halfway there, 50 by 50. I thought the Midwest was a great place to hit that halfway mark.
Just throw a dart somewhere in the middle. Call it good.
I also just want to now I'm invested in all NFL stadiums and I would like to go to all of them. Yes. It's this new found fun thing, and I I enjoyed the Viking Stadium a lot. I really did. But I have to give it up to, so far, of the NFL stadiums I've been to, I still think Atlanta's my favorite.
Is that just the crowd rise, energy-wise, coming from it, or just the whole setup of the stadium itself?
Just the entire vibe. Like, the stadium is just so nice. The way the dome is, like, it just traps noise really well, I think. So I do think it gives a better, like, crowd environment vibe. I also think, like, I love the things that they're doing. Like, first of all, transportation there is great. Like, the MARTA, you can take public transport and it takes you right there. Like, you were right outside. You're also in easy walking distance to downtown things. Like, there's a Starbucks right there. There's a Chick-fil-A right there. The College Football Hall of Fame in walking distance to the stadium. That's a fun thing to check out while you're waiting for a game or a concert or whatever. So that's all great. Like, it's surrounding areas, just the premises, the landscaping is really nice. The public transport, the whole aspect of it is really nice. And then also they're very green. They have like a compostable thing, like lots of things they did, building it being like, oh, you know, different, not trying to leave a big carbon footprint, respect, because building things like stadiums does, you know? So they've really put a lot of thought and effort into that. And they're still continuing to do things to like be good and be green. And then also when they built the stadium, they decided that they weren't going to do any price gouging. So anything that's in the stadium, if it has an outside location, you cannot raise your prices just because you're in that stadium. So I bought Chick-fil-A because I happen to go on a Saturday. It is not open on a Sunday. So I still think it's a weird choice to put in an NFL stadium, right. But whatever. I was like, I'm here on a Saturday. I got to do it, right? Because it's actually open. And it was just Chick-fil-A prices. Like, it wasn't Chick-fil-A prices in an NFL stadium. Beer, the cheapest I've ever seen it in an NFL stadium. Like, every food, drink, everything is just normal people pricing. And like, you can't find that anywhere else. So respect, like, it's such a new, high tech, great stadium. So many good things around it. Just a good overall vibe. Here I am. Am I like the commissioner of this, like the tourism board for the Atlanta Falcons? I don't know, but kind of a terrible team. But the stadium is truly top notch. Top notch.
Like, okay, is Desmond Ridder a great quarterback? No, but I mean, there's fun players. There's Bijan, there's Drake London.
That's
Kyle
true.
Pitts gets to touch the ball once every 3 or 4 games.
AJ,
So true.
That's my quarterback.
That is your quarterback. That's your QB1.
That's his QB1. Don't be talking about his QB1 like that.
I mean,
I'm finishing last in this league this year.
We can talk Zach Wilson. Tell me what you want for him.
Or Desmond Ridder?
No, but
no.
I'm interested. I need a good quality wide receiver. Just throwing it out there.
But okay, does that game feel more like the opening scene, like the opening football game of Varsity Blues, more than any other football game that's ever happened, or is that just me?
Yeah, no, you're right. That does give some Varsity Blues or Friday Night Lights if you like Varsity Blues but better. Friday Night Lights, the TV show, it gives off those vibes. I was like, Zach Wilson is ready to be Matt Saracen. Let's go.
Sorry, but Zach Wilson will never be Matt Saracen.
No, it's true. He's not a decent enough human being to be Matt Saracen.
Jersey might have a face.
Don't feel too bad, man. I'm in 5 fantasy football leagues, and I lost in every league in week 1.
Ooh. But did you score 55 points in a super flex? I did.
That's true.
Not to brag, but this Barbie won in both leagues, and I did really well in Pick'em this week. Will this last? No, but I'm going to take the small win while I can.
I think you're actually in good shape with the team you have in both leagues, but in the Superflex League, you're in really good shape, especially with where you got your running backs.
What I need to do is play the people that were on my bench and not my starter.
If she played her bench last week, she would
that
have
was my
led the league in
problem.
scoring.
But if you looked at it, but I was like, yeah, these are the people to start, obviously. And then the game happened, or, games, obviously, because it's over a span of multiple days. And I was like, mother effer, I should have played these people on my bench.
I always have that hunch. I'm like, I should play this person. And where I always get tripped up is I read the synopsis that the apps give you.
Don't ever do that.
And that I'm like, okay, I'm not going to start the San Francisco wideout Brandon.
Ayuk, yeah.
Just not. Got him in 3 leagues.
Mistake.
Benched him.
What?
Moves.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I have Ayuk in ours.
I'm
Don't
gonna
worry.
turn off that filter of some sorts on this app.
I
And just
do-
literally be like, I'm gonna go with what my
Yeah.
hunch is and what I think I know best. And
I think
if I
you
would have
gotta
done that,
trust your gut.
in one
I
of my
do.
leagues,
I second guess myself sometimes.
You could have played T. Higgins and got a goose egg.
very true. I did start Gogurt and got a goose egg.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to explain why, but I was just looking through some notes from 2 years ago, and I found a note that was posing questions. And the first one is, how many Bud Lights does it take for Jake Iacovetta to pass out? And the next question is, how many Woody Allen movies do you think Paul Giamatti has been in? I can't remember what the context was.
That was from one of your
What's the
study
point of the-
sessions. Didn't Adam Witt ask that question?
Oh yeah.
I think was this around the time that we were all at HHN together, and this
It was.
maybe you decided to come up with these questions. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
That conversation was definitely an HHN conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I am curious now. So, how many Bud Lights? Like, did you ever get an answer for that?
I think it would be 34. You think 34?
Sounds...
By the way, donations both from Fairs donating $50 saying you went to SoFi to watch a soccer game and some spaceship shit.
That's
and
cool.
Atlanta
Yeah.
is the best because of
That's
the food
pretty
selection
fancy.
and pricing. And then Jacob
Exactly.
Wittneben. Okay. Mark better look out. Juice is hunting moose. He's going down in IG.
That must have been like a delay. Like that was supposed to be sent like 2 years ago. It's just now being sent.
Yeah, I think it
Jacob-
got lost. In
I
the
mean-
I'm
ether
definitely
somewhere.
hunting moose. I'm on the Finstock Exchange. Or
Yeah,
what?
hey, if you guys want to go down that path again, let's do it.
Yeah. I don't
Rematch.
think.
You could give the categories. You guys could pick them out. I'll have a rematch all day.
Rematch, but he phones a friend every question.
But man, when they nail it, then
Got Robert Parker on
He's
speed
got-
dial.
My favorite. I think we could do a full match on movies Benny doesn't find funny, which is my favorite category I've ever seen show up on any trivia show.
That's super
That is
easy.
true.
Anything after 1993, Benny doesn't find funny.
he's not into it. Fair enough.
It's that simple with Benny. Like he'll tell you,
Really?
he pulls out such obscure movies.
I've never heard of
Yes.
half the ones he's mentioned on the podcast.
Neither have I. And like afterwards, like we'll Google them. And like JT is just a walking, talking like encyclopedia for movies. So he knows all of these movies that are mentioned. And then all of a sudden Benny will pull one out and JT's like, I've never heard of that. And yeah, and for JT not to hear that is beyond, I think, any of us. Yeah, Benny. But it's funny because I also have like, because Benny will throw out a movie and be like, Ghostbusters is my favorite movie of all time. And I'm like, oh, me too. And then he'll be like, oh my God, my second favorite is Better Off Dead. I'm like, oh, me too. So like we have such like similar interests in certain movies. But yeah, for the rest, it's like a Frisbee out there that nobody's on the other side catching, you know? These movies existed.
They existed. Past tense.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I 1993 is a hard line. I think Benny's got to be a big fan of the Double Dragon movie, right? It was 94.
I bet you he could name the two main characters from Double Dragon.
No, the characters are easy. The actors, that's hard. But my favorite thing about that movie still is Andy Dick playing himself in a post-apocalyptic LA, and he's a weatherman.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
He's got like there's acid rain in the forecast, and he has an umbrella with holes in it. It's great shit. It's good shit.
Speaking of LA and movies, if you ever are in LA, and you would like to be toured around. You know, there's someone maybe who could help with that. He knows like a lot about Harrison Ford movies. Like a lot. So, you know.
He found out about this and insisted on coming on tonight.
A dear friend of the show. If this button would work on my computer, are we all hitting it at the same time? Is that it's Paul? Paul's here.
The hell are you doing?
That was a terrible segue. Paul, I'm really sorry. I couldn't get the computer to work. I don't know. I was like, movies in LA.
What's it? He got injured on the first. Very first.
Jeez.
Yep, very first one. It happened.
Apparently so for
Hashtag never forget.
The segue just kept going.
He just kept going. I couldn't get the button to work. I was like, is someone else pressing this? Am I? You know when we like try to end the stream and we all press it at once? Yeah, that was. Oh man.
I'm actually surprised right now, and I wasn't paying attention to the things. So hi, Paul.
Hey, AJ.
How are you?
Damn decent, thank you. I won last week's fantasy thing, but that always happens. I'll win for like 4 straight. I'll feel real good. Then I'll go 500 the rest of the year and lose.
Every year.
Yeah.
But do you have Zach Ertz on your team, and is it weirdly paying off so far? Because Juice,
I know
Juice can relate.
He was well touted at the end of the first set of games. They're like, well, he was the guy to have. I didn't. No, I got Evan Ingram. It's you don't get the first 2 guys, and it's just old tight ends you've heard about forever. It's just old guys.
Throw a dart.
Heath Miller? Do I have Heath Miller? It's that kind of stuff. So.
There's got to be a
if your strategy is picking from a deck of 2013 cards, and if they're still active, actually putting them on your team, then it works out for you.
Then you end up with Zach Ertz
in the 4th round.
Was pretty sure was
weird
retired.
When you hear about players who once upon a time these players were huge, and you hear about them now, you're like, oh yeah, that was you forgot oh yeah, Sean Alexander existed. But at the time, he was a beast, and everybody wanted Bryant Westbrook. I just hear these names, and it's always hilarious to be like, that guy? Oh, that guy. Once upon a time, we were like, I got to have that guy. Now you don't even know. No one talks about him. Football's weird like that.
Football's weird.
There's a handful of super elite you will never not talk about, and then there's a bunch of guys who are huge for their second, and they're gone. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. It's running backs, 4
or 5
years.
The running backs mostly. Yeah, the window's so small. Yeah.
Like I saw Tariq Cohen was coming back to the league. I'm just like, was he playing when I was 14 or 5 years ago? I have no freaking
Time is an illusion. I have to play Mike this week in our league, so
enjoy your win.
Fun. Not necessarily. This will be the week that frickin' Joe Burrow shows up. F that man. I swear.
Remember, Desmond Ritter is going to be in my lineup.
That does make me feel better. I'm not gonna lie to you. That does make me feel very better.
I said when Rodgers got hurt, and I'm going through about 87 different emotions at once, and I look at my fantasy, I'm like, oh crap, he's on my team too. I have to play Desmond Ritter. Thank God I drafted Desmond Ritter. I think that's the first time anybody has ever said that statement before.
It's true.
He doesn't sound like a quarterback. He sounds like a guy who's headlining a production of Me and My Girl at a regional theater somewhere in the Catskills. Desmond Ritter.
I bet it's great though.
It's probably a great production. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
But here, unfortunately, we're tasking him with throwing a football. So.
Maybe not his specialty.
So you speak of the Catskills and stuff. Let's talk. AJ and I have a pretty ridiculous tale to tell. If you look at our thumbnail for this video, you're going to probably ask yourself, why the hell is there a Ramada on their thumbnail for this video? AJ, you want to start this one, or you want me to take the lead?
AJ, I'd like to ask a brief question first. Mm-hmm. Do you think the time you spent at this Ramada was worse than having to sleep in a hospital bed for days? I'd like to know. Can you rate it on that scale?
So in the hospital, they have this thing called Dilaudid. Dilaudid is amazing. It's what they give you when the edge is too much for morphine, but you need to get like harder down. Yeah, they don't have that. Well, they didn't have that in our room.
They didn't have that at the Ramada.
Not in our room. So that's the thing.
However,
that's Point Hospital then.
Yes.
When we turned the TV on, Dark Phoenix was on, so we had that going for us.
Yes. But yeah, that was the best part of this. So yeah,
you just keep losing, Mike.
When we're traveling down
MetLife Stadium was involved in this trip as well.
When we were traveling down to Tanglewood, which I found out was not in New Jersey, it was in Massachusetts, and it's like about a 2.5-hour drive into this hotel that we were in New York, the Newburgh Ramada Inn. We booked blind, and
right off the 17.
It was just a hotel an hour away. Chain hotel gonna be decent. We get there and there are like the front desk is like closed off in glass, like it's a payday loan place. It reeks of cigarette smoke. I'm now a former smoker because of the congestive heart failure thing. You can't smoke it, but and this place reeks. It's like it smells like a bowling alley that's been open since like it's the Big Lebowski bowling alley. It's that scent.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's just phenomenal. There are armed guards everywhere.
Wow.
At the Ramada?
At the Ramada Inn. Apparently, this place is also there. Apparently, this hotel is also a stopgap for refugees coming into the country.
And the halfway house.
This is how we treat people coming to this country. Put them at the Newburgh Ramada. They deserve better. Like we should roll out the red carpet. Like, hello, welcome to America. They get this. Terrible.
The red carpet inn is. Trust me, I've been to a red carpet inn. Not as nice.
Points for them. They snuck all the way up from Mexico to upstate New York without being noticed. That's impressive. Then only to get thrown into the Ramada.
Ramada. Jeez.
This hotel didn't even have an elevator.
We call them
everywhere.
Which, by the way, when you're on the second floor and you're kind of down and around the corner, and you have heart failure and you don't know about it yet, great. It's good. It's good shit. God, I should have gone to a hospital so much sooner.
Yeah, it's like,
okay,
it's
fine.
fine,
Put the
guys.
pieces together as to what happened with you, AJ, because I didn't even really know. So that's interesting. Yeah, I had my gallbladder taken out in 2016. Oh, I had this pain. Oh, that's a pain. Boy, I wonder when that's going to go away. What did I eat? And 2 weeks later, it's like, dummy, go to the hospital. So I did.
That was.
Your boy thought he had pneumonia for 2 months.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
It was not that, as it turns out, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, like I said, I mean, hey, down 50 pounds now, doing good. Oh, except for the lifetime of medications. Anyways, the Newburgh Ramada Inn.
So we check in, and like you said, it's like the front desk is behind bulletproof glass. And right next to it, there is like this little table, and there's a security guard and like somebody who's definitely like a social worker, and it's like, sign up for when you're willing to check in for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we're like, what is up with that? And then the guy at the front desk, our rooms weren't ready for whatever reason when we got there. We got there a hair early. It wasn't that much earlier than check-in. Tries to there's 4 of us. We had 2 rooms, and he brings us to this, like, he's like, I'm going to give you a suite. And the suite has 1 king bed and 1 pull-out sofa. And thankfully, he said, you can wait in here and we'll get you to other rooms together. Oh, not together. Like, we were with the Danusios. We weren't even on the same floor as them, which is like, what the heck? You book together and you're put on different floors. Like, that was kind of crazy. But the rooms, what would be your estimate, AJ, on how old the beds were?
Oh God, at least 15 years old. Like,
Older than that, I think.
15, 20.
That
like
ain't bad.
it's somewhere between American Idiot and Black Parade.
Fair. That's a good estimate of time. Yeah.
You guys just didn't want to go for it and pull out the black light just to put a cherry on top of that cupcake.
I kind of do now.
We messed up.
Instant regret.
Real quick, couple more donations came in. One from Aaron Rodgers, donating $100, saying, "What the fuck, man?
He's not doing
Try and take
anything.
my spotlight for injured Aaron. Try and take my spotlight for injured Aarons this week. Let me raise some money." By the way, I'm neck and neck with Joe Burrow in fantasy points so far this year. Nothing to do now but play Mortal Kombat, and I got all the time in the world for it.
That's true. He's gonna be great at that. Absolutely
And,
fantastic.
Moose donated $100, saying, "I'm here to kick ass and donate money. I'm all out of money, guys. You guys are just beyond amazing. All this was completely unexpected, and holy shit."
So I think that our great friend Paul came on for a specific reason. I think that reason should play out at this current moment.
Well, I'm here to support AJ, and I found an interesting way to do it. First of all, I want to say that Moose, I think that let's see, hang on, I gotta get rid of some of this crap. Was it Jeffrey Kahn posted in our chat group my favorite tweet? Some Andy Levy, who I don't know, but he said, "Doctors may have told Aaron Rodgers his Achilles is torn, but I would encourage him to do his own research." That's my favorite. I've shared that 100 times over. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
that's pretty
That
great.
my buddy made it gone in.
My favorite
buddy
one
made
was
a gone in 60 seconds poster with the cage.
I saw that one.
Rodgers.
That's pretty good.
That's good too.
My favorite one was his guru actually dipped him in ivermectin to make an impervious injury, but held him by the ankle.
Nice.
That's pretty
Well, listen,
good.
I just wanted to talk about AJs throughout history.
Oh, okay. I'm
we love
into this.
our AJ, right? But there are many, many AJs. In fact, I think as the only AJ I can think of in the podcasting realm, I'm glad you're healthy, and I think my little presentation here will prove that you need to stay that, because as the only podcasting AJ with any renown, you will rise the ranks of famous AJs that have walked this earth. So amongst our crowd here, can anyone name me a famous AJ?
From the Backstreet Boys.
Okay, AJ McLean. Go ahead and just put that one up. He's the famous AJ, but not in the same realm as AJ here. So that's a whole. So you've already got him because he's not even competing with you, right? So he might be famous, but it's a whole different world of AJs. All right, what other AJs we got?
AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron. Okay, put up the sporting AJ's clip there, or picture there. See, these are all the AJs in sports. A crazy, stupid amount of AJs play sports. So already you're not in sports, so you are on your way to greatness for a whole different reason. Who we got? We got AJ. Leave that up there. It's AJ Green, right bottom left. He's been playing AJ Hawk next to him from the great AJ Bouye in the upper left. I don't even know who that is, but you blink and I guess he did that. AJ Pollock, upper right, right? AJ Burnett playing in the middle center on the left there. Or, I'm sorry, middle on the left. AJ Feely, of course, kicker. AJ Foyt, the great NASCAR driver, and then AJ Przinsky, that son of a bitch who leaned into a pitch and got hit by it and led the Chicago White Sox to a championship. But they're playing my Angels, so fuck that guy. But anyway, so they're all in sports. There's a ton of in fact, I can't find you like the AJs in podcasting is not that thick of a field. So again, we're glad you're sticking around because you have to excel in your field and you will achieve a great. Because you can't even come up with any other AJs. Who else we got?
The chat's saying AJ Styles.
I don't even know who that is.
Professional
I know
wrestler.
AJ. I didn't give an AJ Styles picture, which is how little I know who that is. And 2 people said who that is. No idea.
Yeah, 2 whole people. I have never heard of him.
I've been compared to AJ Styles when I was wearing a leather jacket with the long hair once.
Really?
Not.
I'm gonna have to look him up now.
Not lying.
I'm looking him
Isn't
up.
there a
Pro wrestler.
Isn't there a Titans wide receiver, AJ Brown?
Oh, pro wrestler. Oh, yeah. I've heard
AJ Brown's on the Eagles now.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also AJ Lee. Put up AJ Lee. That's the pro wrestler I know because look, that's. I mean, come on. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know AJ Styles.
We're often mistaken.
Yeah.
striking
Juice. I could see Juice how you might be compared to this person. Now that I'm looking him up.
It's actually not that bad. I never thought of it, but it's not bad.
The internet will tell you the most popular AJ is AJ Michalka from Allie and AJ. If you know.
Oh yes, I know of her. As a millennial woman, I'm familiar.
Right, but that's a girl. So AJ, you got that's a whole not even competition for you.
Cornering a market. Yeah,
you're good.
Cornering the market.
Sure.
There's AJ. Are there any AJ Alexander? Did I give you a picture of AJ Alexander? A model.
I think you could pull up that top, AJ. I'm just saying. I think you could give her a run for money in that top.
I think I need to piss
AJ, I would like you to pull off that top.
You're down 50 pounds, brother. Here. Let's get that top going.
50 more.
Can she fill the whole screen, Juice?
No.
Yeah. All right. That's fine. So anyway, this is just to tell you that. And then there's one guy in film, and that's AJ Dix. AJ Dix is the producer of a number of different films.
I gotta tell you, when he said the name, I didn't expect him to look like that.
I was wondering what kind of films.
But so look, so get rid of these guys. There's nobody in podcasting who's achieved as much as you have. So that's what I want you to take away from this. There are other AJs out there, but you're the one who's excelling in this field more than anybody else. Everyone we mentioned, bring up AJ Soudin or something. This guy was an actor. He was on a show. He was on some.
He looks familiar.
What was he on? Degrassi, The Next Generation. Then he became, then you can't not become a rapper, I think, right? Eventually, if you're young. So he did that.
I remember this guy, yes.
Yeah, remember him, right? See? You have to remember him, but you don't have to. AJ still, our AJ is still relevant. This guy's the past. So anyway.
What about this guy? What about this guy?
If you're, yeah, who is that guy? He's AJ.
That's Aaron Paul, isn't it?
AJ Buckley, a Canadian actor.
Huh.
No idea.
I don't know if I know him. He looks vaguely familiar, though.
He looks the most like our AJ, though, I think. Right? They're going to both next to each other.
I see it a little bit. I do see it.
We're both confused.
Is Samuel Jackson?
Yes. Is Sammy on the left?
And then I'm not sure him on the right. I don't know.
What movie is this? Oh, there's a good game.
Yeah.
What movie?
It's
that
the
is a
hair,
great
isn't it?
game.
Where's this from? Wait, I'm gonna look up AJ Buckley now too. Movies and with Samuel L. Jackson. This needs to be known though.
I think we should take a guess before you get the answer.
Yeah, everyone, please give your best guess while I'm looking it up, and then I'll tell you.
Is that like
Samuel Jackson and a young, handsome guy?
So there's an AJ that has the most similar last name to Lancaster, and that's AJ Langer. What's the story with AJ Langer?
Oh, she was an actress on My So-Called Life, among other things.
Okay.
And she's listed as 49 years old, so I don't know when that picture.
What was the Samuel Jackson movie where he's a cop and he's tormenting the neighbors, like Lakeshore
The
Drive or
Negotiator?
something?
Is that the name of it?
It would be The Negotiator if that were Spacey across from AJ Buckley, but I don't think it is. And I think you're right about the movie you're talking about. Fucking Iron Sheik. I will humble you. I think you're right. I think that's the name of that movie, Lakeshore Drive.
This is weirdly enough a hard thing to find.
Lakeview
I thought
Terrace,
putting both of their names.
Lakeview Terrace there.
and Ruby would work.
Anyway, guys, a couple more donations came in. Moose, you donated and said that you love that I'm doing better, man. Thank you so much. It's all appreciated. And AJ Feely donated $28 and said, I beat the Patriots that one time in 2004. Here's $1 for every point Gray's offense scored that night. Note that's one less than my offense. Get wrecked, Tommy boy.
AJ Feely.
You give that guy his money back.
And get well and stuff, fellow AJ. Thank you, AJ Feely.
Jump scare.
You guys are amazing.
That could be a new bit.
Hey, do the Sheik one more time. I found
The PLD jump scare is way worse.
Shoot.
I fuck.
Yeah, I think we got rid of them.
I think I had to delete all those to make room for all the AJs. No, they're on my computer somewhere. But
I truly cannot find the answer to this question. Man.
Do you guys know who AJ Trout is? I put AJ Trout on there.
AJ Trout, is that was that the Even Stevens kid?
It is. Look at you.
Yes, it is. You're right.
You are clearly younger than me.
You are clearly younger than me.
That was the face of somebody who had to tolerate Shia LaBeouf for like 4 years.
Yeah, that's fair. What is this movie? I'm never going to know, and it's going to bother me now. When you downloaded the JPEG, Juice, what did it say it was from?
I didn't know. I sent it to him. It just has his name.
Yeah.
The amount of energy.
I'll start looking.
Okay, let's see. AJ Buckley filmography. Disturbing Behavior. That's not a Samuel Jackson.
He's in a decent amount of movies.
But do we know if that's for a fact, Samuel Jackson?
Oh, I'm 1,000% positive that's Samuel Jackson.
All right.
You know, it's interesting. If you look at his photos, boy, did he aged and he gained some weight over
time. Yeah, he did.
There's wildly different photos. It's hard to believe it's the same dude.
I like that Wikipedia took this 2020 photo here. Holy smokes.
Also, there's a CSI New York video game, and he is
in it.
Who knew?
Yeah. AJ Buckley in 2020. Where was he on January 1st, January 6th, 2021, though?
That's what we really want to know.
In enemy hands.
Okay, I found it. It's called Home of the Brave, 2006. That actor along the opposite side of AJ Buckley from Samuel Jackson is called Brian Presley.
Yo,
did that go to theaters? I like that. That does not sound like a theatrical release.
Oh yes, here we go. Jessica Biel also in it.
Yeah, those are the days I was goofing on movies. Every movie that came out, and it turned out to be torture to know every movie that's coming out. You don't need to know half these movies.
Oh no!
Look at all. of
he's
these.
in the box.
Christina Ricci also in it. Chad Michael Murray. What an interesting cast this is. I do not know this movie.
If we hit 1,700 in donations, we'll watch it.
50 Cent is in this movie. 1,700 in donations. We will do a live stream of us watching this movie. I'm now intrigued and feel like we need to know.
Well, don't bump up the name of AJ Buckley. We're trying to keep our AJ as the best AJ around. The fact that we don't know who this guy is just means that AJ can rise up and but he has to stay healthy to do that, which is why we got to get this money. So
this is the most it came out in like 2006 movie. It's like 3 soldiers struggle to readjust to life after returning home from Iraq, and it's like, yep, this came out in 2006. That's pretty much. But we were doing a lot. We were doing a lot of those movies.
Anyway, guys, John Strina just donated $15, saying the most important thing in life will always be people in this room, right here, right now. Dominic Toretto.
Yes, Listrina, family.
Listrina, you fucking legend. I love you, my dude.
I'll do this for free,
I
but
got
for
to
the
hug
sake
that
of
guy.
this, $2,000. I'll do it. But also, I would just do that for free.
You guys are insane.
What do we have a total? What's the total from Streamlabs? So yeah, AJ, what's the total from Streamlab, and Mike, what's the total from your thing?
I have 160 so far.
So
that's not including what we're funding in.
Our Streamlabs total, let's see here. We are at
A dramatic slur from the straw.
That was not meant to be.
That was beautifully timed. I can't. What are all the things we've promised so far? I can't even remember. 1,500 for the Dune watch along. We're gonna try to rope Benny into it.
Oh my gosh! Okay, if you get that to 1,000, I will be part of that, and I'll drag Benny onto that. You get to 1,000, Dune watch along. We see how long it takes before Benny falls asleep.
We're at 1,000. We're
watching it. We're doing Dune.
Done.
Done. We're at about 1,000. Of 1,030, 43.
So we're at 1,200 because I have 160 in mine.
Nice.
So,
all right, so we have.
You guys are insane.
What else did we say about 2,000? We promised.
So we're 300 away. I'm making a Keytar video of Planet of the Base or whatever.
Yes.
We're 300 away from the Dune watch along, and we're 800 away from the James Remar.
James Remar roasting someone again.
Roasting AJ. Yeah.
AJ's choice.
And for 2,000, I will watch all Mighty Ducks. Come hang out with me, whoever wants to. It's mostly I just love watching the Mighty Ducks. I'll do it anyways.
That's the same.
But this is for a good cause.
That's a Sunday afternoon for you.
It's the same. Like
it's about a once a month.
That ends in Y.
It's the same amount as the James Remar thing, so it'll work either way.
Either way, get us to 2,000, and these are the two things you have to look forward to, everyone.
Benny's Dune sleep along.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
No, he must stay awake.
Let's get there, folks.
That's awesome.
I could see him
how great was
actually bringing a sleeping bag.
I don't know if you talked about this yet, but how great was it seeing James Remar in Oppenheimer?
Oh,
I haven't seen Oppenheimer.
I was like,
yet.
I lost my mind when he came on screen.
No.
Yeah, it was so great.
We
a lot of character actors showing up in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
I heard
and
about
with his little improv, apparently, with his little Hawaii honeymoon line. I was like, look at you, Jamar, with your improv.
That was not scripted, apparently, yeah.
He studied the guy he was playing and knew the fact. Like,
love that. He had time at Griffith Park where he works and lives to look up such things.
Well, AJ, you had another one recently, right? Did you pay William Hung?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got this from. Okay, so the backstory on this.
Yeah, full story. Do tell.
So Mike has this hatred of the Whopper jingle, and William Hung is like $30. So I asked William Hung to call Mike a jabroni and sing the Whopper jingle, and here's how that turned out.
Hey Mike, this is William Hung from American Idol, and you are a jabroni. Here is a song for you. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. 2 touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out his fears up here alone.
So I asked him for the Whopper jingle just for our little inside joke thing, and he says that he doesn't feel comfortable promoting Burger King's work, and then sends me that video back.
Yeah.
Money.
I was correct what was at this time. he doesn't feel comfortable. So we're like, well, you feel comfortable later. Did you used to feel comfortable? What is it right now with you and Burger King that y'all have beef? We need to know.
I mean, he's obviously worked on his vibrato a little bit. Like he was a little on tune there for a bit of Rocket Man.
Yeah. We're not sure why we got Rocket Man, but thank you, William.
I'm curious what his beef, pun intended, with
the king is. We need to know.
He watches football and he's just as sick of it as I am every commercial break.
I did make last week, everyone got a Ken name. And I was like, oh man, what should I? Because to basically clue in Paul, because everyone else on the stream knows how this worked. But we all pulled a summer box office movie, and that's how we determine our draft order in this fantasy draft. And the only female in our league, somehow pulled Barbie. And I was so happy because I was so excited to root for it. And then obviously it was such a phenomenon. So I was Barbie and everyone else in the league is just Ken. And so I made Ken names for everyone. And of course, Mike is sitting next to me as I'm coming up with them. And I'm like, what? Oh God, I don't know what to make your Ken name. Oh my gosh. So it dawned on me because there's hatred for the Whopper jingle. So I came up with it and he did not know until we went to stream last week. I was like, Whopper Ken, and he was like, oh, and I'm like, his job is jingles, and he hated me, but it was beautiful.
I did not hate you. I was actually pretty proud of you in that moment.
That was good. It was good. I was like, oh my God, what can I do? Whopper Ken. It was great. 10 and 10. And that is what you will be forevermore, at least in this fantasy football league.
When was the last time anybody actually had a Whopper from Burger King?
I used to love Burger King, but I can't have it anymore.
Well, that's the thing. I will tell you, Burger King is garbage. But even in the fast food world, which I eat much less of it now without a gallbladder, but they have an Impossible Whopper that is awesome.
It is
so
really
ever
good.
since they brought the Impossible Whopper, I've leaned into Burger King and I went, wow, let me give this a try. I was like, okay, this is awesome. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I had not been to Burger King in
but otherwise,
years.
I didn't touch it compared to other stuff.
It's honestly a very quality, because no fast food restaurant can you get a vegan or vegetarian burger. It's very difficult to find at your standard, chain restaurant fast food places. So when they introduced this menu, I was like, well, I gotta check it out. And it's actually pretty quality. So I like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Now the thing is, you have to order the Impossible Whopper with bacon and look them in the eyes.
Hold a straight face.
Yeah. I would never.
Yeah.
I think also, but I'd like to have bacon. Thank you so much.
We didn't have for our fantasy league. Peggy did something interesting for our fantasy league, right? She got Christian to pull names out of a hat like he did with the Schmodown to determine our draft order. She did that behind the scenes. Nobody knew about it. It was kind of funny. He just showed up one day. There's a video of him going, all right, here we go. Like he used to do for, yeah, it was cool.
Paul, what's your thoughts on the end of the season lowest ranked in our fantasy football league? We're trying to determine a punishment that is issued to the last place team. I think the number one, right now, at least number one voted one is a pie in the face. Craig the Barbarian, our old buddy there, suggested that one. I had suggested you have to take a video of yourself taking a shot of Malort, but that didn't seem to be very popular. So.
I
don't drink to begin with, so you want to see my death? I mean, you could probably do that. I'm assuming but I'm assuming it's like paint thinner, right?
It's quite possibly the worst tasting liquor I've ever had in my life. And
okay, I've never had it. So I
Juice
can't speak from experience.
Like he's not mad about it.
So the prank is you get somebody who you pretend like it's something good. You get somebody who you're like, hey, take this shot with me. This is good stuff. And they're like, oh, okay. And they shoot it and they're like, this is death. And it's like, yeah, haha, you're dumb. But if you know what you're drinking going in, it's not that bad.
So it's like
it's bitter. It's really bitter.
It's like if you liquefied Swedish fish, right? Like you take that flavor, and then you put a cigarette out in it,
Yeah, that part I wouldn't like. I like Swedish
then you
Fish.
drank
Who
that.
wants me a cigarette? Can I make a suggestion? I'm not in this fantasy league, so my opinion should not matter. I'd like to preface it by saying that. But since we're talking about drinking disgusting stuff, but we're also talking about not everyone drinks for many different reasons, sometimes health, sometimes religious, sometimes you just aren't a drinker, which is cool. May I suggest something that's disgusting that someone would have to drink that always elicits a great reaction, but is alcohol free, and that is Beverly, which I don't know how we could find it. I know it is at Epcot. Where else? It's like Italian soda, and it is the grossest thing. And it's like a rite of passage when you take someone to Epcot. You go to Club Cool, and you're like, here, try Beverly, and you like record their reaction. It's great.
I like it. It's bitter and citrusy.
Yeah, AJ did like it.
AJ did like it, actually. That is true. And occasionally people will like it. But it's funny.
So the number one selling
seems like a lot of work.
flavor
we don't want to just do
of Beverly is bitter citrus.
Yes, that's the one.
That's their top seller.
Can you find it? I'm assuming you can find it online, right? Like you can just buy it, right?
It says it's unavailable for purchase on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot
will
of
go
work
to
when you can
Epcot.
just shave an eyebrow.
That also works. That's a lot cheaper and easier.
See, I could do a pie in the face. I'm good with that, but
this is like
I'm already anticipating. Listen, I lost to JT, and he's got one of the worst teams in the league.
Okay,
so I'm already anticipating that punishment being mine.
Have you guys know the Waffle House punishment that people do?
No.
So it's 24 hours in a Waffle House, but every time you eat a waffle, you reduce your sentence by an hour.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, y'all should do that. It's very funny.
By the way, guys, we did just get another donation. Whopper Ken donated $100. I can't do this full volume, so Whopper, Rocket Man. Sorry. Anyway, Whopper, Rocket Man.
Yeah, I know. I like the Waffle House challenge. That's really cruel and unusual punishment, I think.
There's a celebrity league. Someone came on Howard Stern talking about it. I know John Hamm's in this league because the rule applied to him eventually. Everyone got together in New York. I can't remember. Yeah, who told this story? They all got together in New York, and it turns out whoever wins last year, whoever wins, kicks the person out of the league the next year. And it was John Hamm. He showed up. He took a cab all the way into town, sat down, like, Hamm, you're out of here. And he had to leave and just couldn't play that year. He had to come back the next year. So that's like that's a little
pretty
rough.
fantastic. Yeah, it's mean but also funny.
Yeah, I mean we all
especially considering that you have to like travel but they're like rich, so it's fine.
Although I will admit there might be too many teams in this league. Like
yes.
By the fifth round, you're already on scrubs.
Yeah, for sure. If you don't make an impact in the first like 3 picks, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel less trouble.
Man.
I'm curious who I'm playing now in
well, I can tell my story
Ellis this week.
Oh yeah.
Your survival.
Yeah, I should tell my survival story. So it's literally like a month at this time. I think it was the 16th. No, it's July. 13th of so literally a month. 13th of August. So I get in my Ford Ranger, 98 purple Ford Ranger, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on a stroll through the city, run some errands, do the whole thing. I'm driving, my front right tire pops. I start to swerve to the right, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's not good. I'm going to turn left. And my truck is like, you know what? None of this is good. And I proceed to flip over twice, like full, like 360, like sideways, my entire truck 2 times and like land upward. And I'm like, wow, I should be dead.
Wait, but it landed right the correct way. Like you won't flip.
It landed like right side up.
Like it's a cat?
Yeah. And my coffee. So the only like thing I remember is like as I'm like turning, I'm like, why am I wet right now? And I look down and like the coffee in my car is like flying everywhere.
Juice, why are you always somehow dropping coffee? This is the struggle of
it's
your
unbelievable.
life.
So I land up
you would...
and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna call a friend because I need someone sane to tell me what to do. So I call my friend. He's like, yeah, don't involve authorities. Just call like a towing truck, get it out of there. I'm like looking at the truck. There's coffee like everywhere. I go outside, like it's kind of like destroyed, but not really. And I'm like, I can probably drive it home. And then the towing company comes, they tow it out, and it's like completely like caved in. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, the tire is completely like shot in the front right. Because I didn't realize the tire popped when it happened. Like after the fact.
You flipped it. There's no driving.
Yeah.
You're done. There's no driving.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah.
Landed upright.
I like that you're like, I need to call a
I
sane
thought,
person, so I called
it
a
was
friend.
fine. So
You did it
yeah,
3 times. Let me check the tires. No.
yeah.
You're like, I thought it was good. Were there any witnesses? Like, no good Samaritans stopped and were like, dude, you okay? Like, what?
Well,
was it like an Ace Ventura maneuver where you like landed perfectly in like the parking spot?
No, like a glove. It was like deep in the glove. Like there was a guy came with a truck and was like, "Oh, I'll try and pull you out." And his like, the hitch, like the thing he tried to attach, like it snapped immediately. Like, so I was like, "Can I Venmo you for a new like thing?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it."
That's the most Midwestern thing you've ever said. You're like, my car just slipped twice. I was having a hell of a day. This guy comes to help me, and I'm like, can I Venmo you for help?
Your truck is like Thor's hammer in the original Thor. Like everyone's trying to lift it with their trucks and hold the back of their truck.
So,
but it's also kind of like Thor's hammer in Love and Thunder.
And the cops did come. I was wearing my shirt inside out. It wasn't good.
Wait a minute. Did that happen when you flipped? Did you flip and then?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. No, but the crazy thing was I lost my wallet in the process. So I had to have, like, when I'm talking to the towing people, I'm like, do I have to pay immediately or can I like pay later? And they're like, no, you have to pay it right now. So I had to have a friend come to the site to get like lend his credit card so that he could like pay for the towing. And then I could pay him in cash later, but like, yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my
Lord.
But you were like fine. You like walked out. And you're like,
oh yeah,
a little wet from the coffee, but like I feel good.
Yeah.
Wild.
It was weird.
Absolutely wild. That is a tale of survival. Jeez.
Jeez, juice.
Crazy story.
Crazy. So I have a Mazda.
And you've just been like sitting on this for like a month.
Yeah, because we've never had a time to talk about it.
That's true.
It's good you got a Mazda. That sounds like a towable car for the future.
Yeah, pretty towable. Yeah, fantastic.
Don't get a Cherokee or a Silverado.
Yeah, those are difficult to tow.
That could be like Mazda's new tagline. The Mazda, we're a towable car.
A very towable car.
In a ditch?
I do like that aspect. I'm gonna get
got Juice's attention.
Yeah.
So a couple donations came in. Bob Chapek donated $20.
Finally did something right for once in his life.
Only 20.
Sounds like Chapek. Yeah. He's always looking at his bottom line, you know.
Here's 20. You owe me 40.
Yeah.
Here's some of my golden parachute money. Thanks for getting me fired, you jerks. Freaking bored
You're
with
welcome.
watching your villains bracket.
You're welcome.
And then Swell donated. You're amazing. I'm just gonna say that much.
Are you saying we're doing a Dune watch along? Is that what you're saying?
We are at 15.
We're doing it, baby. We're doing Dune.
Also, swell. After what you just went through, hope you're feeling better, buddy. Holy crap, he's
yeah.
He took a little tumble this week.
Yeah, we're healing up on an elbow. So yeah, I've been seeing, you see people on Twitter, and it's just like, oh yeah, I didn't mention my stuff because I didn't want to freak out too much. I wanted to wait and talk with you all, and but I was just like, hey, you're also dealing with some hospital bullshit. Yeah, so I hope you're doing well. Hope to talk soon too. We need to catch up. You're a lovely human being. So
now, unlike
surgery on
Jews,
Friday.
right?
Good luck.
Yeah, you had pain, but you called the doctor, right? Like car accident, you call the police.
No. I waited.
Pain to the doctor, right? And then the doctors took care of what was ailing you. Yeah, don't follow Juice's examples. What I'm trying to tell the kids out there who are watching, the children.
If you're call the professionals, folks, in any capacity. Yeah. Flip your car. Call the professionals.
The Ghostbusters.
The professional was
call
my
the Ghostbusters.
friend.
You're not feeling well. Call the professionals. These are
professional.
The
what I have no idea.
Story. But the professionals, the doctor people, they went to med school. They have a lot of debt. They know things because of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I spent time in the medical system. Like I hadn't seen a doctor since Bush was in office.
Which
I'm
one?
just going to be, yeah.
Which one?
The answer to that question is
when he was brought into the world.
Yeah, that was the last time.
Medical professionals are often very intelligent and caring individuals.
It's true.
I had no idea.
It's what they signed up for. They did like a whole oath about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, very nice people.
It's not hypocritic. It's Hippocratic.
Yeah, Hippocratic.
Wow, doctors.
Where do you live, AJ?
Nebraska. And actually, the university.
That's the thing that concerns me. Like, do you have covered Nebraska? In LA, we have covered California. Pay $50, get health care. We leaned into the Obama, Affordable Health Care Act, and now I've had health care for 13 years. Every time I hear about somebody in like Florida or somewhere else, I'm like, did your governor not lean into it and create this health care for everybody inexpensively? And so it's always a bummer when I hear that. It's such a sad story. It could have been better for you.
Yeah, but
anyway, political statement.
It's actually kind of amazing. Coincidentally, the day after I got out of the hospital, I went to the grocery store. I have to learn, new sodium-free. Like I made a pot of chili today. That the entire pot of chili had 450 milligrams of sodium, and it tastes delicious. So going through and getting groceries, learning these new recipes, that kind of thing. Somebody was canvassing, getting getting signatures for extended medical leave in Nebraska, and I was just like, you will not believe what I just went through.
You're like, well, yes, I support this.
I just got out of 10 days being in the hospital. Here's the scar from my heart cath. And told him all about this while I'm signing the petition. But yeah, it's crazy shit. But University of Nebraska Medical Center.
That cigar?
University of Nebraska Medical Center is amazing. It's one of the top teaching hospitals in the country, and they've been amazing with me for financial aid and figuring out stuff there. So.
Future doctors learn things too. I love that.
Yeah, the fact is, congestive heart failure doesn't happen a lot in 32-year-old men, so they have an opportunity for research with me. So it's good.
You help people learn. I like a good learning experience for people.
Yeah,
we love that.
I have a tale.
Yes, Moose, tell more.
Tell me more.
I have a tale of survival. it's a bit of a longer tale, but I'll try to shorten it up a little bit.
Go for it.
It was the second time that my wife and I at the time were dating, and we were doing the half-dome hike in Yosemite. And this is the second time I had hung out with her parents, her dad and her stepmom. And the first time I took them to an Angel game, because Paul, I too am an Angels fan. I love that there's actually somebody else in the world.
Right. That's right.
I can say that.
Oh yeah, well, it's been a waste of 7 years.
Yeah.
Or whatever with Otani.
Yep.
It's just pathetic.
Yep.
But anyway.
It's terrible. But so if you're doing the half-dome hike is a very labor-intensive hike. It's 8 miles there and it's 8 miles back. So it's a total of 16 miles. There's a point where you're literally going completely vertical and you're just hanging onto these straps as you're walking along basically the face of Half Dome to get to the very top. And it's advised you start, you have to apply for a permit basically to do this hike. And it's advised you start super early in the morning and finish by a certain time so you're not stuck in the park. We blew past our start time and started about probably 2 hours late. And while my wife and I were had trained for this and we were ready for the hike, the others doing the hike with us were not as prepared for it. And so we were stopping every 25, 30 minutes for rest breaks. And it's So we got to the base of the Half Dome mountain and it was about 4:00 in the afternoon. That's the Half Dome.
It's pretty.
And
it's way wicked impressive.
We should have turned around and left, but we didn't. We're at the base of Half Dome, and we're like, you know what? We're going to do this. We go up, we see everything, we come down. And when you're on the face of Half Dome, people are going down as you're going up. And it's maybe every 6 feet, there is a plank of wood that you're basically holding onto as the other person goes past you, just down these small little sets of cables. It's crazy. That's impressive, but that's not what we survived. We got stuck in Yosemite after dark, and there were 4 of us, and all we had for light was the light on our hiking sticks. So these tiny little LED lights, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, all throughout the park, we kept seeing these signs because a week before, a couple went over one of the waterfalls as they were hiking Half Dome, and they had not been found yet. And so there were these laminated pictures of these folks, unfortunately, that ended up perishing the week before. And they're everywhere. And so every time we come to this clearing and we can't see anything, we don't know which direction to go, because it's not like there's lights throughout Half Dome that point you in the right direction. You're just kind of looking for where the next sign might be. There was points in times where I was on my hands and knees and I was looking at the ground, trying to find where the footprints were pointing. And we get to this point where we're on top of this mountain, or excuse me, we're on top of this waterfall that's going over the edge, and we have no idea where to go. And so I kind of wander. I tell them, I'm stay here, I'll be back, I'm going to see if I can find out where to go. So I'm walking through the woods, and I look back, and I can't see them, but I can just see their tiny little Christmas lights on the ends of their hiking sticks. And I'm like, Christ, this is the part in the horror movie where the bear gets me.
Yep.
And something kept catching my light, and it was the direction on where to go. It was actually the sign, and it was pointing down the steps. It was next to the mist trail, the waterfall, and it's a mile down these steps. But it was a picture of the people who had gone over the edge, and they were right next to the arrow pointing the direction of where to go. It was so freaking
that's
surreal. So we finish. And at this point, we started Half Dome 8 a.m. We finish the day before. We finished at 4:00 in the morning. And this is where it really gets harrowing. So at this point in time, I'm spent. I have bad knees. I take off my knee braces, steam's pouring off of my knees as I release the knee brace. And I'm just okay, I'm out. I fall asleep almost instantly. Well, my wife's father decides we're maybe 45 minutes away. He decides he's going to drive home. As we're driving home, what wakes us up but this grinding sound? And if you've ever driven out of Yosemite, it's a vertical drive down. He's falling asleep at the wheel, and he's hitting the bumps on the side of the road that are designed to wake you up and alert you that you're about to go off the edge.
Oh my God.
So we're both my wife and I wake up. We're like, Brian, we're like, hey, wake up. He's like, oh, hey.
Oh.
So not only did we survive Yosemite after dark, we also survived possibly going over the edge of the freeway and dying in that capacity. Sorry, that was a long story. Thank you for letting me tell it.
That had twists. That had turns. That had everything.
Literally.
I will never like live in Colorado or any place where like you have to drive up mountains and.
I love the way you say. I love the way people in the Midwest pronounce Colorado. Colorado. Oh, I'm from Colorado. My favorite.
Well, I beg to differ. If we ever get to Canyonlands National Park, my girlfriend and I just off-roaded there. Insane.
Nice.
Because the national park is cool, but the off-road views are stupid, including exactly where Thelma and Louise ran off the mountain at the end of the movie there. Spoiler.
No shit.
But there you go. We did the same thing there. But if the car goes...
You did the same thing?
Nice.
Paul, don't add that to the tour.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go off that.
No, everybody hold hands.
Want to go in the Velma Louise store?
Is that like Moab, Utah?
Yep, it is. Moab's got arches on one side and Canyonlands on the other. They're two incredible
Utah
parks.
is very pretty. I like the mountains, but also they terrify me. So, yeah, and bears.
Yeah, we did. You ever do the Scouts Landing? Yeah, I'm sorry. You ever do the Scouts Landing hike?
Where's that?
Zion.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and then you reach the Devil's Bridge. No, wait. Sorry.
That's
no.
in Sedona.
That's in Sedona. Yes, excuse me. I'm confusing the two. No, I've not been to Zion. I have done.
We got kind of like that. There's my girlfriend kind of hanging off the side of a building, or you only got the straps there to hang on to.
Oh, wow.
As you go up. Not nearly as steep as halfway, but yeah, we survived, so it's not much of a story.
So
I know we're supposed to tell near death. It went smoothly.
My wife and I have like a couple friend, and every year we call it the Yes Man trip, where if you remember the movie Yes Man, he walks into a airport and chooses the first destination. Mm-hmm. Well, we do it where we put destinations in a hat, and every year you pull out, we play games, and whoever wins is the person who pulls the destination out of the hat, and we leave that morning. We go. You wake up Saturday morning, we meet each other at 6 a.m. You draw the destination out of the hat, and that's where you're going, and you're spending the weekend. And my wife was always nominating Zion because that hike, specifically with the cables, has always attracted her. And unfortunately, we've not chosen Zion yet, but it's on the list.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, they call it Angel's Landing if you get all the way to the end. But we got to Scouts Landing, which is like the next to last place to go to before, and then clouds and wind came in, and I was like, nope, I ain't going out on the precipice with wind and potential rain coming down on me. So kind of
have you been to Sedona, Paul?
Devil's Bridge is awesome.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Yeah, Devil's Bridge is when I determined I was a hiker. I don't know if you saw The Bear, but if you remember Richie on The Bear, goes and works at a fancy restaurant, and he starts wearing suits. He's like, I wear a suit now because it makes me feel good about myself. So I went hiking to Devil's Bridge, wanted to kill everybody around me. It was so exhausting. I hated it. That night, I felt fantastic. I'm like, you know what? I'm a hiker now. I hike because it makes me feel good about myself. So I hike now.
Nice.
When we did it, there was a person with a donkey. It was so weird. Like they had a pet donkey that they would take on hikes with them. It's like, that's a Sedona thing for sure.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I did.
By the way, shouting out the Forks episode of The Bear. That it is.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite episode too.
We're gonna be fucking nice, right? Like Richie. It's so great.
It's just happy tears TV. God damn it, cousin.
Oh, cousin.
Guys.
But now I'm not surprised that you fuck, I break you. I'm not surprised, Moose, that you always comment good stuff on my outdoor posts. So it seems like you're up to the same nonsense.
Yeah, my wife and I are definitely weekend warriors. I mean, we travel a lot though. We've been to Greece this year. We did a tour of the Greek islands this year. And then we went to Egypt, Jordan, in Dubai. We went there earlier this year. In 2 weeks, we're going to the Dominican Republic, and then we still have Cuba before the end of the year. So, yeah, we try to get out and mix it up a bit. My wife's going to be running the Sedona Marathon in a couple weeks, too.
Oh, wow. That seems hot.
Yeah, late October. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was funny because I had like zero ambition to go to Sedona. And she's like, you're going to like it. Because I very much dislike the desert, but I love mountains. I love beaches, oceans,
I'm the same way.
kind of stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to go to Arizona. I was like, it's in the middle of the fucking desert. She's like, you're going to love this place. And it's like the moment you turn from Flagstaff and you start to go into Sedona, it's like, oh my God, this place is amazing. So go to Sedona, folks.
That was me when my friends were like, we're getting married in Wyoming. And I'm like, ooh, why would I ever want to go to Wyoming? And then I was there for 2 days and I was like, I want to be a ranch hand now. This is my life. These are my people.
I want to be a Dutton.
This all makes sense to me now. Where has this been my whole life?
Were you near Yellowstone or Tetons? Because those two national parks are just stunning.
Yeah, we were in like the Jackson Hole, so the Grand Teton area. Yep. And I was like,
Harrison
I love
Ford,
it so much. Yes. bringing it all back around.
Anyway, I wish I fell off a mountain or had some other interesting story for you about that, but I and survived, but I don't.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think we definitely have to thank both Paul and Moose, and we actually are like surprisingly on kind of like a civilized podcast tonight. Like, why don't we let you guys actually do some plugs at the end? We never do this.
I know. We're not even hard closing tonight. Who are we?
So, Paul, tell us where we can find you.
Oh, at the Movie Guys everywhere. We're up to nonsense. The Ford Fiesta Live. We're streaming every Monday, and we're putting together our final shows and releasing them when we can of each episode. We cover every movie that Harrison Ford's done on this stream. We put the material together, and then we edit a finished quality. What I like our show because it's got a lot of variety. There's jokes, there's comedy recaps of the plots, there's guests, and all sorts of stuff talking about each movie Harrison Ford's done. We've posted up The Witness, but we've recorded material up The Fugitive, so we're going to slowly get the rest of those episodes out soon. Hopefully Mosquito Coast within the next week. Our special guest will be Adam Collins. We've got a lot of different cool guests from the old Schmodown days and other various punditry corners of the and bloggery of the internet. So that's great. And yeah, take the movie locations tour, lafilmlocationstour.com. If you want, I gave one today to a guy from Texas by himself. He was just like, I love movies and nobody in Texas talks about movies. So I'm so happy to be talking about movies with you. And we talked glorious movies for 3 hours. And I showed him places from Nightcrawler, Pulp Fiction, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Clueless and Swingers. He was very specific. He just wanted, because that's the thing. You pick the movies you want to see. I don't take you on a route that's, if I took the TMZ tour, they'd show me where Nicole Richie was arrested, and I won't give a shit. So it's just the places you love. Pick appetizer or like pizza toppings. You just check them off, and off we go. So that was fun. We did that today, and I'll continue to do that. Got another one next week, so having a good time.
That's awesome.
Anyway, blah blah blah.
If you need anyone to tell a story about falling asleep on the couch watching What Lies Beneath,
he's your guy.
You're twisting your hair, right? When you do, you're not, because the whole episode you're doing this, and I'm watching you, and I'm like, is he picking his? You're twisting your mustache hair, right, Jiz?
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
I think it's a pet.
Yeah,
like a little.
I'm watching him do this.
It's a little.
He sits there and he does this the whole time I'm talking. Moose is telling stories about he almost died, and I'm watching this up in here from Jiz. I'm going, what's going on?
I, on the other hand, Moose was fully invested in your story.
Moose, tell us everything you're up to. And you got something big coming tomorrow, correct?
Nothing's happening right now.
We do. Again, Juice, your Morton Anderson card will be coming in the mail, my friend. And Mikey, when I go to Cuba, I'll be sure to bring you back. I told Juice I would buy. Juice said he didn't own a football card for a kicker, and I was like, dude, I'm going to buy you a Morton Anderson card. So I got him one for like $4, mullet and all, when he was on the Saints.
I mean, that's the greatest of all time, though. I mean, he's Morton Anderson.
One of the best. Exactly, man.
It's going to be cherished.
But yeah, tomorrow actually our good buddy David Jindoyan, the survivor from the Schmodown, is going to be putting out his new show, which is called Cinemojis. And I'm sure you guys have seen him post emojis and he tells you to guess the movie. That's basically the game. Is he has a visual, he gives you a clue, you look at the emojis, you guess the game. But then there's betting rounds on how many emojis you guys can go to. So, oh my God, no kidding.
It's a small world after all.
That's amazing.
Holy shit.
We're going to have to
greatest of all time, Morton Anderson, baby.
We need Ember. We need the Ember Productions crew on What the Show soon.
Yeah, and we're talking about that.
That's awesome. But yeah, tomorrow night, 7 or 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Cinemojis, hosted by David Jindoyan, Craig Geiner, Craig the Barbarian, everybody knows him, and Brother Lomas will be playing each other tomorrow in Cinemojis. Tune in, reach out to David. He's a great dude. And if you're interested in playing, it's just a fun, different take on movie trivia. And basically, you're just guessing based on the images if you can get the correct answer. So we're excited by that. And thank you guys again for doing this. AJ, I'm glad to see you're doing better, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Warms my heart, man.
We're watching Dune.
And we're watching Dune. Yes. I will rope Benny up. I'll tie him to a chair if we need to.
Tell him he has to. It's for a good cause.
If he brings a sleeping bag, it will be the best thing ever.
Dude,
I'll join.
He'll be asleep in like an hour.
I'll hang out.
And Home of the Brave, right? Home of the Brave, we're also doing.
And Home of the Brave. We will be getting together and watching Home of the Brave. I can't wait, personally. $2,000, everyone. Home of the Brave. It's happening.
Walk home in the winter. You were with me. A cold night, a warm smile. We were carefree. Friday night, a catastrophe. You fell apart right in front of me. You're a jabroni. Over it all, but under the weather.
You're a jabroni.
The pieces they don't